Importing second-hand goods into the USA. Do's and don'ts. Are you thinking about importing used or second-hand items into the United States? If so, you're not alone. Millions of people do it every year. But before you start packing your bags, there are a few things you need to know. In this video, I'm going to talk about the legalities of importing used or second-hand items into the USA. I'll cover everything you need to know, from customs regulations to import taxes. By the end of this video, you'll be able to make an informed decision about whether or not to import used or second-hand items into the United States. The first thing you need to know about importing used or second-hand items into the USA is the customs regulations. These regulations are set by the U.S. Customs and Border Protection. The CBP has a list of items that are prohibited or restricted from import into the United States. This list includes items such as drugs, weapons, ammunition, counterfeit goods, food, animals, plants. If you're planning to import any of these items, you'll need to get a permit from the CBP. You can find more information about the CBP's import regulations on their website. Import taxes. In addition to customs regulations, you also need to be aware of import taxes. These taxes are charged on all goods that are imported into the United States. The amount of tax you owe will depend on the value of the goods and the type of goods. You can find more information about import taxes on the U.S. Customs and Border Protection website. How to import used or second-hand items. Now that you know the basics of customs regulations and import taxes, it's time to talk about how to import used or second-hand items into the United States. The first step is to find a reputable importer. This is someone who will handle the customs clearance process for you. You can find importers online or through word of mouth. Once you've found an importer, you'll need to provide them with the following information: the list of items you want to import, the value of the items, the country of origin of the items. The importer will then file a customs declaration on your behalf. This declaration will include the information you provided, as well as any applicable import taxes. Once the customs declaration is filed, the importer will arrange for the items to be shipped to the United States. The items will then be inspected by the CBP. If the items are approved, they will be released to the importer. The importer will then contact you and arrange for the delivery of the items. Importing used or second-hand items into the United States can be a great way to save money on your purchases. However, it's important to be aware of the customs regulations and import taxes before you start importing. By following the steps in this video, you can avoid any problems and make sure your used or second-hand items are imported legally into the United States. If you're interested in learning more about importing used or second-hand items into the United States, I encourage you to visit the U.S. Customs and Border Protection website. You can also find more information on my website.